Hello, ladies and gentlemen. There is exposing Trackmania's biggest conman video uploaded by Wirtual after 3 years of nothing, no news coming out around Riolu. Particularly interesting for me because I used to be friends with Riolu. I haven't had contact since the incident, since he was exposed for cheating like 3-4 years ago. Haven't had contact with him at all. He left basically all of his friends behind, but apparently there is news about it. And also apparently there is something about me in here as well. We'll see. Apparently I'm getting exposed. Apparently. We'll see. Let's start the video.
As one of the biggest voices in the Trackmania community, I often get
also, I was told by Wirtual that I was allowed to react to it.
On the Reddit page, the user Slobodan Medara brought up that Wirtual could use his reach for
I saw this message quite often.
Expose such toxic behavior. Toxicity in Trackmania is something to be talked about, and you could probably write a book about it by now. This user is unfortunately completely correct. There's been a lot of bad things happening that nobody is talking about. That should be fine. And it shouldn't be that way. Recently, I was approached with information that, if true, would challenge what everyone in Trackmania believes to be real. A story so preposterous it would be easiest to
December 2024. Interesting.
But when I come across heavy information, I believe that players have a right to know what's been going on, and that I have a responsibility to talk about it. My goal as a creator is, and has always been, to share my passion and enjoyment for Trackmania with you, and I will of course continue to do so. But please know before we dive deeper into this topic, that this video is going to be very different from my other content. If you watch my channel for fun stories, this video is not going to be one.
You did nothing wrong. We'll see about it. I actually don't know anything about this. Okay, I know a little bit about it.
A new talent in Trackmania Lagoon, who over the last 2 years climbed to rank 1 in the game.
This is what I mentioned also previously. We were thinking about having this guy for Trackmania Awards. We heard about this guy, about putting him in the Trackmania Awards as Classic Player of the Year. We decided against it, and I think for good reasons.
He is seen as a player to be celebrated.
Alright.
But hopefully I don't crash again. I am no longer so sure. The message contained concerns that Eddie isn't who he's claiming to be. The more I dug for evidence to support this claim, the more I was astounded by what I discovered. Not only was there proof that this is true, but it also seemed possible that Eddie could have pretended to be other people in the community, including this Slobodan Medara account on Reddit. The finds in this investigation have all pointed towards one player being behind the Eddie account.
Wait, that Reddit account?
That is Riolu, the biggest cheater in Trackmania history, and someone who hasn't had any communication with the community since 2021. This story is equal parts fascinating and unsettling, and uncovers some of the wildest behaviors I've ever seen on the internet. Fasten your seatbelts. Wait, no way. To talk about.
Nah.
This is the story of Trackmania's biggest conman.
No. What? Wait, there's no way. No.
Before we go on, I'd like to thank Arcus, Darklink, Lufox,
okay, I actually don't know anything about that.
1112,
what the fuck?
Kim, and David. Players that, if it weren't for their help, this investigation would not have been possible. I would also like to say that this video is made with the main objective of informing the Trackmania community and documenting the events that have happened. Please do not attempt to contact or harass the players mentioned in this video. By publishing this information, we hope to achieve a better competitive environment in Trackmania, and any and all harassment would only counteract this effort. Thank you and enjoy. For those that don't know the backstory of Riolu, I will quickly go through it since it is important context for this video. In 2021, it was discovered that replay files in the game store the exact steering inputs a player does in their run.
It was so huge back in the day. There's a few people who don't know about it, but
to visualize these steering inputs.
This was massive when it happened.
So players can better see how the best drivers
4 years
had
ago at
steered
this
the
point,
car
which is crazy.
in their records. In most cases, this tool worked perfectly fine, but when it was used to display the inputs in records driven by Riolu, it would show inhumanly quick and jittery steering inputs. This eventually led to a huge cheating investigation looking at records in all Trackmania games, and a detailed report later proved, along with admissions from some of the cheaters, that records with these inhuman inputs had been achieved by driving in slow motion, using Cheat Engine to slow down the game speed. This cheating method was incredibly effective, as it allowed the cheaters to have superhuman precision and reaction time, in a game all about shaving off hundredths of a second.
I'm really wondering what he's gonna bring up here as well. Like if there's also something new about surrounding like right after this and stuff, because I was still talking with Riolu when Wirtual brought up these things, these cheating things. Riolu brought that up to like us in OK Boys and stuff. Like, we used to be friends, right? So he did brought that up. I mean, he was saying he was innocent, we on our side, and blah blah blah. You know, he was telling us absolute bullshit. He was lying to everyone. He was lying to our friends, you know, or his friends. He was lying to everybody. But like, I am interested if he has anything more there. Let's see.
And for the longest time, it was completely undetectable. Out of the cheaters exposed in the report, Riolu was by far the most
he did lie to every single friend.
He used cheat engine to set records in Trackmania United Forever, Trackmania Nations Forever, Trackmania 2 Canyon, Valley, Stadium, Lagoon, Trackmania Turbo, and recently it was discovered that he possibly cheated in slow motion in Trackmania 2020 as well. During his years of cheating, he completely dominated the leaderboards. At one point, Riolu simultaneously held 62 out of 65 world records in Trackmania 2 Canyon campaign.
Wait, I didn't
and
know
later,
he had that.
64 out of 65 in Trackmania Valley. He achieved these feats while holding rank 1 in Trackmania United Forever. And in 2019, he managed to clean sweep Trackmania Turbo.
Interesting fact about those things in Trackmania 2, Meep, I think, has done that now legit. At least in Canyon. I don't know if he's done it in Valley, I don't think so.
World records on official maps at the same time.
In Canyon, he has done that, I think.
In 2015, he was invited to drive strong official target times for the Super Trackmaster campaign in Trackmania Turbo.
Clueless.
The community at the time thought he was simply the GOAT. But as we would later learn...
Okay, I'm pausing a lot. Surely later we will not pause that much. STMs, this right here is how I started streaming. This is the first thing I did when I started streaming, when I started creating content, right? So this is quite important, and especially because I did beat all of them later on. Just it kind of feels weird, but that most of them were cheated, but it also kind of feels good that you beat all of the cheated records, you know, in a way. Anyways,
these accomplishments were all cheated, including the official target times driven for Nadeo in Trackmania Turbo.
And it's curious that there's nothing online there.
A decade of cheating, from 2011 to 2020, and it's estimated that he set thousands of cheated records during this time, making him by far the biggest cheater in Trackmania history, if not in all of video games. He was without a doubt also a good player. He proved that in live competitions and by setting world records on his live stream. But the most competitive and precise
why is he using this as his example? This right here is footage of Riolu's head-to-head against Link, which was about staying in the league. This was like after Riolu was bad in the league, right? And he was going to be demoted from the league. So using that as his example, where he was like about to get demoted, is kind of, I don't know.
Perhaps he would conveniently grind off stream. From 2015 to 2021, Riolu was building a career as a Trackmania live streamer.
Maybe it's on purpose. Maybe Virtual is taking the piss.
He had become rather successful.
I don't know.
But when the report was about to be published, he had to face the sobering reality that 10 years of bad decisions were catching up to him. Rather than owning up to it and taking accountability, Riolu crashed out in a now infamous live stream, where, for the duration of an hour, he gaslit his audience, denied ever having cheated, and called parts of the investigation a witch hunt and an attempt at blackmailing.
He did the same with his friends.
All of this backfired when the report came out, and people got to see the inputs for themselves. And it left many with an even worse impression that Riolu had continued to try to lie to the bitter end. Shortly after that stream, Riolu shut down his Discord server and presumably logged off all social media. It has now been almost 4 years since these events have happened, and Riolu hasn't been seen in Trackmania since. He never took any accountability for the cheating, and he never apologized. Most players thought he had decided to leave Trackmania behind and moved on to other things in his life, but as we will discuss today, that is not the case. The reason I'm bringing all of this up is because the person that contacted me is Arcus, a leaderboard moderator for Trackmania Exchange, and Arcus had strong reasons to believe that Riolu was now playing under the name Eddie Rising. Trackmania Exchange hosts the main leaderboards used in Trackmania United Forever. This website stores millions of replay files of players' records dating all the way back to 2008.
I thought he had
replay files contain a great deal of information.
But I don't know,
As mentioned, they contain inputs, but they also tell you what in-game account any run was driven on. In Trackmania, game accounts are called logins. A login cannot be changed after an account is created, and has to be unique from all
How
other
it honestly
players.
should be in Ubisoft
Replay files
as well,
also store information about the
2020.
display name a player used. It tells you the name of the skin they used, and the flag or avatar that they have selected. There's more things too, but they aren't relevant for this video. Based on these identifiers, Arcus had legitimate reason to believe that Eddie Rising wasn't who he was claiming to be. And in November of 2024, he messaged Eddie on Discord with his findings, in a conversation we will take a look at later. The final communication between the two is that Arcus asked Eddie to record a voice message to prove his identity, to which Eddie answered he didn't appreciate being talked to in a condescending way, as if he was.
That sounds exactly like Riolu was talking. Like, this is the exact same quote that he said in his stream, no? Like, talking about his tone. Like, that's literally the meme from the, like, from when he was calling out Wirtual. That's the exact same tone. Oh my god.
Was some sort of criminal.
Also, thanks
he
for
said
the
he would provide everything Arcus requested just to get this weird topic off the table. But shortly after sending these messages, he completely vanished. And Eddie hasn't been seen in the game or on Discord for the last 3 months. As he was one of the best Lagoon players, it was odd for him to just leave without any notice. In January of 2023, Eddie made his first appearance in the Trackmania community when he published his first YouTube video, a 7th place in the world on the official track Coast B1. Based on the aforementioned identifiers, we know this record was driven on the login Ponzor22. This track has over 30,000 players on the leaderboards, so setting a time in the top 10 is very respectable, especially for what seemed to be a brand new player. Over the next weeks, Eddie continued to post records in Trackmania United that went mostly unnoticed, as the tracks he competed on were rather obscure. But in April, he got inspired to play a different game, Trackmania 2 Lagoon, and his arrival on the leaderboards was impossible to miss. On the 29th of April, all the best Lagoon players were quite literally shocked when Eddie, on his first day of playing the game, managed to achieve 8 top 10 records in the world. And not only that, the maps he drove were the first 15 you encounter, and thus some of the most prestigious to hold the top records on. But Eddie made it seem effortless to climb as high as 2nd place out of 15,000 players on each track he hunted, all in the same afternoon. A streak of records like this from an unknown player was completely unheard of, and top players felt it just cannot be possible to get this good this quickly, since they themselves had spent years getting to their skill level. It was quickly assumed that Eddie had to be either a smurf or a cheater. Eddie explained that he had some experience from playing Lagoon in Trackmania Turbo on console, and that the way he was able to achieve all the records was from rigorous practice beforehand. He said he would rebuild the map into several smaller sections to learn it more effectively, as well as comparing replays to analyze mistakes, saying he made very quick progress, as he just had to copy his muscle memory from practice maps to real ones. And evidently, this method worked because his runs were almost immediately the fastest in the world. He also live recorded all his runs and included footage of the gameplay sessions in his video, making it significantly harder to get away with cheating. The same day as the spree of records, Eddie joined several community servers on Discord, introducing himself to other players and attempting to put their doubts to rest. This is also where he shares the first details about himself and his life. Eddie says he lives in Kazakhstan, has a full-time job.
Oh my god, this is hard to watch. This will be so hard to watch. Oh my god. Guys, this will be so difficult for me. What the fuck? Dude, I've known this guy for over 10 years or something. Dude, I've met him like 10 times IRL. What the fuck? Let's continue.
And mentions having a wife and a baby boy on several occasions.
Oh, don't make it worse!
Over the summer of 2023, Eddie continued to set insane times. Out of 65 official tracks in the game, Eddie at the time held the world records on 19 of them. He accomplished this without even unlocking all the tracks yet, which you do by beating silver medal target times. These are ridiculously easy for someone driving at world record pace to unlock, but in 5 months of playing, he still hadn't unlocked them all. One time when asked why his display name looked so old school, Eddie explained that he had a background in playing Trackmania Nations Forever in 2010, and by checking the online database Daddymania, they could see that Ponzor22 indeed had online records all the way back in 2009. His backstory checked out, and it added more credence to his skill. But to many players, something still seemed strange about him. Members of a Discord server that Eddie frequented said Eddie would often join their voice calls and watch other top players livestream their attempts, but he would personally never talk, always citing having his microphone muted in order to not disturb his wife. Over the next year, Eddie continued to grind Lagoon, and slowly but surely became a trusted member of the community. And in the summer of 2024, Eddie decided to return to Trackmania United Forever. In the description of a video he uploaded on the 25th of July, he writes that he didn't like his old login, so he bought a new account, and from this point forward, he stops playing on Ponzor22 and makes Eddie A his new main account. In November of 2024, Arcus is browsing Trackmania Exchange profiles and stumbles upon the fact that Eddie uses 2 different logins. There isn't anything inherently wrong with having 2 accounts, but it could be a sign of account sharing or someone else driving records for you. Arcus was curious and searched the data.
Oh yeah, like account sharing and record driving and stuff. I know that was a big thing back in the day, especially for like stuff like Race of Champions and stuff like that. Like something that was only happening once a week. I know that Riolu talked about that as well, about records, but I don't know. Obviously, didn't know that he would have ever done it, you know? I mean, he definitely never told me.
If he did, see if these logins showed up anywhere else on the site. And 3 replays from Ponzor22 appeared on an ancient profile, Ponzor. This profile hadn't been active since 2010. It had 4 records driven on the leaderboards, and 3 of them were driven on Ponzor22. Making it seem likely that this indeed was Eddie's old profile. But the 4th and final replay uploaded to the leaderboards was driven on a different login. And not just any login, it was driven on Accelerator01, which happens to be the main account of Riolu.
Houston, we have a problem.
Oh, we definitely do.
This discovery is the reason why Arcus eventually approached Eddie in Discord.
What the fuck?
When confronted about it, Eddie explained that the Ponzor22 in-game account was one he shared with a friend, and that he made Eddie A to have his own one. He says he never knew there was a TMX account with the same name, and whatever happened with it, he couldn't say. When asked why some replay files have the Germany flag when Eddie is from Kazakhstan, he says, "I can only guess it was one of the people I shared account with." And when asked who these friends or people are, he was unable to name any names. And as mentioned earlier, when asked to voice chat or to record a voice message, he didn't follow through. After this conversation, Eddie went inactive both on Discord and in-game, and hasn't been seen in the 3 months since. While it's weird to have a Riolu replay on a Trackmania Exchange profile linked to your in-game account, and to disappear just after being confronted about it, it's not enough to draw any conclusions from. And in order to find out who Eddie is, we would have to dig deeper. In December of 2024, Arcus messaged me with all of this information, and together with a team of players, we have tried to examine all the available evidence. Over the years, there have been many crazy theories about Riolu smurfing. Because of his swift disappearance, many found it hard to imagine he went from playing and live streaming the game every day to just immediately stopping. But all the theories so far have been completely wrong. The players Hobbit and Pustito Paco have had claims against them of being Riolu's smurf, since they rapidly improved at the game around the time he went inactive.
I'm really wondering about the Bob92 account now as well. I mean, surely we'll talk
both
about
have
that
had
as
clear
well.
alibis that prove they couldn't be Riolu.
Because now it seems like something
There's also
else.
the controversial 92 Bob account in Trackmania United Forever, a mysterious player that started achieving world records in June of 2021, just weeks after the cheating was uncovered. This account went from having 0 skill points to 165 million and achieving rank 1 on the leaderboards in just half a year of playing. And the community deemed it impossible for an unknown player to achieve such a feat, and figured it had to be a smurf account. 92 Bob has been the most suspected Riolu smurf account since the cheating scandal. But there's never been enough evidence to conclusively prove who it belongs to. In this video, I intend to leave no room for doubt. Not just about who is behind the Eddie Rising account, but also 92 Bob. As with what we have discovered, we believe we have solved both mysteries. So let's start with the replays on Trackmania Exchange. When Riolu drove the run uploaded to Ponzor's profile, he was going for rank 1 in Trackmania United Forever. And in order to achieve that, you must obtain a lot of one particular resource, and that is coppers. The copper system is an antique part of Trackmania and not present in newer games. But back in the day, to compete on the in-game leaderboards, you had to pay 10 coppers per attempt.
They dropped this to
official
1
mode.
copper now.
It is not possible to purchase coppers from Nadeo, but you receive 50 coppers for logging in each day. And you get 30 coppers each time you beat the gold medal on a track in official mode. This alone is hardly enough to sustain thousands of attempts at getting the best records. And many players don't bother with the in-game leaderboards.
Like, it's actually one of the worst systems ever, that you had to pay to be able to set official records. And then, especially in Trackmania 2, they changed it so that you could do 1 attempt every 5 minutes. What the fuck?
For this reason. But for the players going for rank 1
that was their solution.
It was essential to have a big bankroll of coppers to fund their grinding sessions. And farming copper competitions would have been a very important thing for this reason. The track where we found our Riolu replay on the Ponzor account just so happens to be one where the prize pool for the best times was 36,000 coppers. We decided to scan all of Trackmania Exchange for users that had Accelerator 01 replays uploaded, and we ended up finding 2 more profiles. One of them was Cyrox, which had a Riolu replay on the same track as Ponzor, uploaded within minutes of Ponzor and Riolu's main profile on the very same day. In total, Riolu received 8,000 coppers from this one competition. The run on Cyrox's profile had also been driven with Riolu's display name at the time, and then been modified to Cyrox before it was uploaded. There's also one other record on the Cyrox profile, and that one is driven on the login Hot Racer. This is also the login that Cyrox wants the coppers paid out to. Doing a lookup on the account Hot Racer shows that its current display name is Cyro, and downloading all the available replays from the in-game leaderboards shows it has used the nickname Camip as well. This closely matches the 4th and final TMX profile that has Riolu replays on it, a Yonex. Interestingly, we find that several of the thumbnails on maps uploaded by this user has the signature Cyro written on them. This user has 15 replays uploaded, and 13 of them are driven on the login Xsamir.
How many accounts?
One is on the login Crashzor, and the final replay is...
Wait! Aware for later. Or maybe not later, I don't know. Aware. I recognize that. I recognize that.
1. In the 13 replays driven on Xsamir, the nickname Cyro is used 10 times, and Camip is used twice as well, closely linking Xsamir and Hot Racer together. We also realized we were on the right track when we found a cheated run on the Xsamir account, uploaded in May of 2011 to the track 3 Strange Days. This run was likely driven in slow motion and displays the same jittery inputs that can be seen in Riolu's runs from the cheating report. The Xsamir account went inactive in 2011 and remained that way for many years, until in 2017 it reappeared in a competition called the True Talent Cup.
Oh, yeah, I remember. That's not me, but that is the story of Riolu smurfing in a True Talent Cup, because he didn't want people to know that if he lost, he didn't want people to know that he lost. He was only gonna tell people that it was him if he won. That's at least what I know.
In an old video of this competition from Trackmania streamer
and he was also shedding.
We can see that Xsamir, or Absol as the display name, is competing and setting times so impressive.
Absol, also another Pokemon like Riolu, obviously.
That others in the voice call are surprised.
Dude, Absol, who the hell is this guy? I have no idea who is that guy.
Since Riolu was considered the best United player in the world at the time, many had high expectations to see him compete. But unfortunately, he showed up too late to compete, and was only able to watch Spam's stream. Riolu appeared in Spam's Twitch chat just after the mentions of Absol, and then continued to chat throughout the entire tournament. But if you pay attention to when he sends the messages, it is only between competition rounds. Because as we now know, he was the one playing as Absol undercover in this tournament. In 2018, the Examir account would take on a new identity, and we would officially get it confirmed that this account used to belong to Riolu, because that is also when Riolu gave this account to his friend Lars, so Lars could participate in other Trackmania United competitions. Riolu also cheated more than the one replay we discovered on this account, because when Nadeo scanned the leaderboards for cheated run replays...
Okay, wait a second. So this, right? Wirtual asked me about this. Why this account that Riolu used for cheating has my name on it? Why does it have my name on it? Now the reason was because I didn't have a United account. I was just playing Trackmania 2, right? And we were like in the voice chat or whatever. He was just like, okay, I don't use this account, I'm just gonna give it to you. You know? Then he gave me this login. I found that login actually in our DMs on Discord. This is a picture of Riolu and my DMs. And the thing is that I used that account for a few years, right? And then when the cheating scandal came out, a few weeks after that, when the people were banned, I started up United, and it told me, oh, you are banned for bad behavior. You should really reconsider your actions and stuff like that. That was the message that I got when I started United. I never looked at the solo ranking or whatever. I just expected that, okay, well, Riolu was cheating. Apparently, he used that account in the solo mode as well. So he also used it for cheating, right? Like, he also cheated. I never even fucking looked in there. Because, like, why? I don't know. Why would you cheat on a second account? Whatever. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Anyways. But yeah, this... like, he gave me an account. Nice at the time, like that's super nice, but then it got banned and I didn't do anything. It just was banned suddenly. So stupid, like so stupid. I've never seen Lars and Riolu in the same room. We have pictures. We got a voice message right now. Just so stupid. I got the account from him and then suddenly I just got banned. Like so stupid. Okay,
Also, when officially get it confirmed that this account used to belong to Riolu, because that is also when Riolu gave this account to his friend Lars, so Lars could participate in other Trackmania United competitions.
By the way, I don't think I ever changed that password, so I mean, go ham, I guess. I don't think I ever changed that password, so have fun with it.
Riolu also cheated more than the one replay we discovered on this account, because when Nadeo scanned the leaderboards for cheated runs in July of 2021, Examir was detected to have 19 cheated runs, resulting in the account getting banned. If you now try to enter the login details Lars was given, you will be presented with this.
Oh yeah, this. By breaking the rules of the game, you have not respected the other players. Your account is locked. And I'm just sitting there opening up the game because I wanted to play a competition with like Marius or whatever. Like Marius and me, we want to play a competition. And then it just says this when I open. I'm just sitting there like keck wait, sit. Like I'm just sitting there and I'm like, wait, what did I do? I didn't respect the other players? What the fuck?
Notice. With Examir confirmed to be Riolu's account, it likely confirms Hot Racer by proxy, as it has had the same display name multiple times. But now let's take a look at CrashSoar, the third login seen on the profile Ionex, and see where that fits into the puzzle. The metastats for this login showed it was driving in the same zone as Riolu, in Dortmund, Germany. And Google's
it really doesn't help my case that I also have Dortmund, Germany as my region. That really doesn't help my case, by the way. I was always competing against Riolu. It fucking sucked. The thing is, he's actually close to there, but for me, I'm like 2 hours north, you know?
Search of the display name Leandagu reveals that in 2015, someone suspected an account with the same name of cheating in Trackmania 2 Valley. These threads are the only time Riolu used the Dadimania forums, and he used them to defend the legitimacy of CrashSoar or Leandagu's runs. CrashSoar also ended up banned in Trackmania United forever when the
that's really funny because Riolu was always so annoyed when he was seeing people cheat. Like, he was actually super annoyed and fighting against it so much. I specifically remember in Valley, there was a guy called Danis who was abusing break tapping, and he was so annoyed at that he was cheating and getting his records. So he's like put all his force into getting him banned. You know, like he was like always the number one people criticizing people who were cheating in any way.
Records were purged, having 16 cheated records in official mode. And interestingly, by analyzing surviving records from this account in Canyon, we can determine that it cheated with Cheat Engine, as the inputs are clearly inhuman there as well. CrashSore also had a few online records that survived the purge.
Better cheater.
And perhaps
finally found his opposition.
Most interesting is that the account goes inactive for around 3 years, from November 2016 until the 17th of April 2020. It then returns to play a few rounds online on the server Alpina Public. And by some miracle, only 2 hours after CrashSore's return to the game, Riolu decides to play on the same server on his livestream, after half a year of online inactivity on his main Trackmania United account. The final account we discovered is Buzzkill22. Not only does this login have the same...
where does he have that footage from? Did he highlight that? What the fuck? Or is it a clip maybe? That's crazy that he found that footage.
Name suffix as Ponzor, but it also exists on the Dortmund leaderboards, and by downloading the replays from the account, we can see it uses the very same nickname as Eddie.
He's actually so fucking stupid, by the way. Like, holy shit. I mean, I gotta say, he's really stupid using the same region and whatever.
Indicating that these accounts are owned by the same person. Both of the accounts also have slow motion runs on them, though they are insignificant and likely ancient records. Every profile on Trackmania Exchange that has a Riolu replay uploaded links back to him in clear patterns. And rather than being a very long list of coincidences, we see it most likely that all these logins belong to Riolu. It might seem bizarre to have this many accounts in the game.
I mean, now I also understand why he was not, like, why he just gave one of his Smurf accounts to me, you know? Because, like, I was like, wow, that's so nice of him. Wow, that's a paid account and he's just giving it to me for free? Like, and now he doesn't have another Smurf anymore. Like, we thought that was his only Smurf, right? So it was so nice of him that he gave me that one. Like, I was so happy that I was like a little bit concerned because now he doesn't have a Smurf anymore. Like, he was using it apparently, and for some reason he needed it. So like, I was like, wow, thank you so much. That's so nice.
As you would hardly find time to play on all of them. But once you see it through the lens of copper farming, it makes perfect sense. If you buy a fresh account and beat the gold medal on every track available in the campaign, it can net you over 12,000 coppers, as well as increasing your daily gains by 50. Another strategy used by players is to buy a previously owned account. These can often be found for cheaper on eBay and could have a treasure trove of unused coppers, as described here by the player Techno, who is notorious for having around 50 accounts in Trackmania United Forever, and has managed to accrue over 3 million coppers this week.
What?
Anyway, if these logins belong...
This system fucking sucked though. Like, honestly, that you have to pay those coppers to be able to set official leaderboards. Like, what the fuck? But also, you shouldn't spend like hundreds of euros on that, but whatever. I mean, I guess I'm also spending hundreds of euros on like controllers or whatever. I don't know.
To Riolu over the years, then it is very likely that Ponzor22 now does as well. But let's remember that a lot can happen in 14 years. In the same way that Riolu gave the Examir account to Lars, Lars could have passed that account on to someone else. And though Riolu matches the profile of knowledge and skill needed to be fake Eddie, it is still technically possible that someone else could have gotten this account. The most satisfying answer to a mystery is one that leaves no room for doubt or speculation. And in order to achieve that, we have to analyze more replays.
The numbers, basically. What do they mean?
In the next phase of the investigation, we scan all available replays on the official in-game ladder. To do this, we got the help of Trackmania genius Tomashu.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess that somebody used that account, like he shared that account previously, beforehand. Because it would be very dumb for him to share the account with someone else than me, right? Later on, right? I mean, it wasn't really sharing the account. He gave it to me. I thought, at least, you know? I mean, I basically never used it outside of competitions, obviously. Like when there was like 2 Talent Cup or whatever, wanted to play that, or like those Planet Mediums Cups or Copper Mediums Cups, whatever. Let's see.
After downloading all replays from logins related to Riolu, Tomashu crucially realized that records driven in official mode actually have a date.
Why the fuck did he? Okay, now like I'm seriously, why the fuck am I in this video? Why did he fucking give me a count that he cheated on? Why am I even in this? I've just realized, how stupid is this? God damn it, why is he giving me a count that he cheated on? God damn it.
And timestamp of when they were registered on Nadeo servers, something that nobody in the community knew up until then. Another important detail is that if a player had downloaded the competitive patch, information about which specific input device they used would be saved in the replay file.
That's interesting.
This was commonplace knowledge, but it was previously thought that once a record is submitted to Nadeo servers, this information would no longer be written into the replay file. But Tomashu discovered it's actually still there. These 2 data points could be used to identify patterns between several logins. And since nobody knew this information existed, they never thought to shield themselves against it. One question that came up frequently in the investigation was, if Riolu is fake Eddie, then who on earth is 92Bob? It seemed unlikely that Riolu would find the time to smurf on several accounts at the same time, but the timeline of known activity from 92Bob and fake Eddie lined up surprisingly well. Known activity.
This video here, I recognize it. This video and this video. Wait. So when Riolu confronted us, right, who we thought were his friends, right? Okay Boys, in the Okay Boys Discord, we still have those logs as well. When he was confronting us, he showed us these 2 videos, and he told us that here, this virtual guy, he's trying to expose me. He dug up like super old replays or something, and he's trying to expose me over these 2 videos. He told us that these 2 runs were the only ones. Only ones. This and this. Nothing else. You know, like the 10 plus years that he played Trackmania, nothing else. Riolu told us that this was everything. And then like, okay, if it's like 2 replays and it's like weird, maybe there's something weird going on. I don't know. Like he specifically told us this is everything, you know? Everything. This is the only things that he knew about, right? So he didn't say that it was cheated. He was still saying to us in a private chat, right? He was still telling to us like, yeah, I don't know what happened. Maybe it's controller malfunction or something, whatever, you know? Like even still in a private chat with his friends, thought so at least, right? He was still talking like that, you know? And like the most annoying thing is for me, before anything about the report or the virtual video or whatever came out, I defended him. Because like obviously I would. Because I thought it was only this like stuff 10 years ago. I defended this guy. Fucking sucks, man. He completely lied about everything and then got his friends to lie for him and work for, like, you know, like he gaslit all of us. It's like, holy fuck, man. Holy fuck.
Activity from 92Bob and fake Eddie lined up surprisingly well. 92Bob first appears just after the cheating scandal and remains active from June 2021 until December 2022. At that,
everyone defended him on his last stream. That's true. Everyone did. Everyone did because that was the only information we had. The only information we had was his like last stream where he was talking about all of that stuff. But pretty much the day after the report came out, everybody was like, yeah, okay, GG. It's like that's me for sure, 100%, no question asked.
At that point, the account had reached 200 million points and stopped playing. Shortly at that point,
what is this graph? This is the graph of
first
activity.
Appears just after the cheating scandal and remains active from June 2021 until December 2022. At that point, the account had reached 200 million points and stopped playing. Shortly after, in January of 2023, Fake Eddie posts his first YouTube video and proceeds to stay active until October 2024, where he drove his last known record in Trackmania Lagoon. And 1 week later, 92Bob returned to Trackmania United forever. Though the
This guy is dumb as bricks. What the fuck? How can you be this stupid? If it's like this, like how the fuck did it not surface earlier? Like what the fuck?
Investigation was originally focused on Eddie.
The thing is like, it's United. Like I don't fucking care about United or Trackmania 2 at this point, you know? Like everybody's playing TM 2020 at this point because so the wider audience, the wider community of Trackmania didn't care, you know? Because like who the fuck cares about those old records? And it's not TMNF, right? Boomer take? Yeah, shut up.
Data points made us take a much closer look at 92 Bob as well. When we compared the timestamps of activity between the logins we knew Eddie had access to and 92 Bob, an unbelievable pattern emerged. It starts on the 25th of September 2021, when Buzzkill becomes active again after almost 10 years of inactivity, and rapidly starts
who was this guy?
Between the closer look originally focused on Eddie, these new data points made us take a much closer look at 92 Bob as well. When we compared the timestamps of activity between the logins we knew Eddie had access to and 92 Bob, an unbelievable pattern emerged. It starts on the 25th of September 2021, when
Do you think he's watching right now? That would be really, really funny, and apparently that is probably possible. All of those times where we said Riolu type 1, he was probably there in a few of them. He probably was there when we said that. And said like, oh yeah, that would be really funny right now if you did it. That would be really funny. He probably was there in some of them. Let's keep watching.
Buzzkill becomes active again after almost 10 years of inactivity, and rapidly starts setting records. When looking at how much time passes...
I mean, to be honest, I think he would be fucking annoyed that I am doing well with streaming right now as well. Like, he would be really annoyed at that. Like, I'm pretty sure. I think he would not be happy about it. Because I kind of took his spot where he used to stream, like his time slot and everything, you know?
Between each record, it's sometimes as little as only...
Wait, that sounds sus. Wait, no, I didn't do anything.
Seconds, making it clear that the player could only be doing one thing: farming coppers by beating gold medals. And shortly after this streak of records from Buzzkill concludes, 92 Bob sets a new personal best. On the 24th of October, the same thing happens. On the 31st of October, the same thing happens. Shortly after these personal bests from Bob, the Poncer 22 account becomes active again as well, and farms coppers in the same way for 3 hours. And after the harvest, Bob again sets a new personal best.
Oh my god.
This pattern of the stolen Eddie accounts farming coppers and Bob setting a new PB can be seen again and again throughout the end of 2021.
Dude,
in 2022,
sending all of his accounts into the mines.
Only that now, 92 Bob and the Eddie accounts have started using the competitive patch, which contains data.
Yeah, surprisingly, every time that I was at Riolu's place or something, I didn't catch him or seeing like cheat engine. Like I was there, right? I did the stream with him, for example. I was there like in his room with we were doing a stream, and I saw obviously his desktop and everything, you know? There was no cheat engine there.
Data about the input device used. And wouldn't you know it, they also used the same controller.
Yeah, at least he wasn't that dumb, I guess. At least not that dumb.
The way this data is saved is by looking at the vendor
by the way,
used the same controller. Yeah. The way this data is saved is by looking at the vendor ID and product ID of the USB devices connected to the game. When looking up the vendor ID that appears in Eddie and 92 Bob's replays, it shows he's using a controller from Big Ben Interactive Limited.
Ben.
Looking at the Wikipedia page of this company shows that Big Ben has rebranded to Nakon. On the 8th of March 2021, Riolu posted about receiving the asymmetric wireless controller on Twitter, as Nakon were one of the main sponsors of his esport organization. To figure out if this was the controller with the same product ID as we see in 92 Bob and Fake Eddie's replays, I decided to purchase one, making sure to get one with the same packaging. I plugged it in and drove a replay, and wouldn't you know it, it has the same product ID. Vendor...
Oh my god, virtual confession. But this is sick that he did that. That's really cool.
146B, product 609. If both logins were using a standard Xbox or PS5 controller, it would be easy to write this off as a coincidence. But Nakon is a rather niche brand, and seeing both these logins driving the same map, same day, 10 minutes apart with the same controller is very suspect. When looking at the timestamps, we also assumed that when there were gaps in the data, Bob was likely farming coppers via other accounts, and we came up with a smart way of identifying them. You see, there is one more way of gaining coppers in Trackmania United Forever, and that is by logging in to the Mania Zone forums once a week. This gives you a bonus of 100 coppers. Since the profile page of each player has a timestamp for when they register on the forums and when their last sign-in was, we came up with the idea to look for registrations and recent sign-ins that matched Bob and Fake Eddie. The imposter made this work rather easy for us, as he decided to register most of the accounts minutes apart on the same day. On the 17th of August 2024, we see the Eddie accounts, Ponzor and Buskill, register on the site, and followed by a horde of accounts in the same 5 minutes. Keep in mind that activity on these forums is completely dead, and I want to be exceptionally clear that a series of logins and last active timestamps matching this closely several weeks in a row doesn't happen by accident. The imposter was a bit more careful with 92Bob, as that account doesn't register on the forums till the 10th of October. But Bob's recent sign-ins match exactly with some of the accounts spotted earlier. We now had a list of 15 accounts, all logging in at the same time on the forums to collect coppers and using the same controller that we know Riolu has. If having one identical controller wasn't rare enough, Fake Eddie and 92Bob and 2 other copper smurfs can be seen with 2 matching controllers connected. The Nakon controller and an Xbox 360 controller, both plugged into the PC when their records were set. Bob, Joe Urch, and Ludosblood did this a few hours apart, whereas the Fake Eddie ones with this combination happened a few months earlier. Another strange account on this new list was Graphics72, since this is an account that Techno had told me earlier used to belong to him. I decided to contact Techno about it, and interestingly, Techno said he at one point gave the password of Graphics72 to Riolu in order to smurf all 9 together. And when he tried to connect to it now, he no longer had access to it. Logging in just one time on someone's account in Trackmania United Forever is enough to be able to hijack it, as you can change the email address on the profile page and then request a new password sent to your new email address without any 2-factor confirmation from the old email. Techno was able to confirm through his backups that he had.
I think the Xamia account is gone, guys. I think that account is gone, guys. I don't think I have a United account anymore. RIP 07.
Had the password to Graphics72 until early 2020 at least.
I mean, since it got banned, I don't think I opened it again. Did I? Unless Neva made me open United for a challenge or something. Maybe then. I don't know.
But it had been changed between then and now. But apart from just using these accounts...
Try now on stream? I don't know. What am I gonna do? If it's bad, it's like just bad, right?
To farm coppers, another pattern that emerged...
Could ask Techno for one of his spare 50 accounts, yeah. I think I'm fine.
That these accounts would all routinely flood specific leaderboards with records. Sometimes it was just doing one run on each account, minutes apart. Other times it was an attempt at taking over the top 10 on a track with as many accounts as possible. Doing this completely ruins the competition on those tracks, and it got several people in the community to wonder who was doing all of this. Many wrongly assumed at the time that these accounts belonged to BlackQ, a notorious troll in Trackmania United. BlackQ said he had no knowledge of these accounts, and BlackQ is confirmed not to be 92Bob.
The problem is BlackQ is also somebody who you can't trust. It's always problematic when you have multiple trolls like that, because if BlackQ says that it's not him, then you don't trust him.
He did, however, pretend to be 92Bob at one point as an attempt at getting a Nadeo employee to delete all of 92Bob's records, but he was unable to show he had ownership of the account, and thus nothing happened to Bob's records. This story is corroborated from the Nadeo employee. After much frustration with Bob being anonymous, he also notoriously and reprehensibly tried to figure out 92Bob's location by sending him an IP address grabber, disguised as a YouTube link via the in-game mail system. But fortunately, Bob never clicked on the link. This action was a stretch too far and has been shunned by the entire community, but it also serves as great proof that BlackQ isn't Bob. Someone so hellbent.
Wirtual learned from that one video. I don't think he really said in the other video, like how that was bad or something. He got a lot of flack from that. I think he very much learned from that, which is good to see.
On figuring out Bob's identity wouldn't themselves be behind the account. And before you get your tinfoil hat on, analysis of BlackYu's replays has also shown he uses a different controller. He has live streamed himself playing at the same time as Bob has achieved records, and he doesn't have any link to any of the copper farming accounts. So no. Out of the accounts that have been flooding the leaderboards, the strangest of them is General Cool. On the 12th of January 2022, this account started playing official mode, both farming coppers and also setting very strong times on select tracks. Once you set a record in the top 10, your display name in-game is shown to everyone. The inexplicable thing about General Cool is that the display name this account was using was the full real name of the player Misu, and whoever was doing this was essentially doxing him for no apparent reason.
What the fuck?
Misu's real name was not known in the community, only by his closest friends that he had added on Facebook, and he couldn't understand why any of them would do something like this. Other players were also lost for reasons why anyone would do this. At the time, it was wrongly assumed that the player behind these accounts was, again, BlackYu, since he would often try to troll Misu. And for a period, BlackYu did things like driving records with an exact copy of Misu's in-game display name, causing a lot of confusion. So it wasn't unthinkable at
I would like the pupil dot, pupil 2 dot, pupil 3 dots, and pupil 4 dots to please speak up right now. Just
General Cool could be him. But in April of 2022, BlackYu felt sorry for trolling the community and requested that Nadeo delete all the records on the accounts he owned. Nadeo followed through and deleted all the records from several logins, like the logins Nevria, Bella Machina, and Fraser. But the General Cool account was never purged. In 2023, when BlackYu was asked why he never requested General Cool's removal, BlackYu said it was because the account wasn't his. Misu says, "Who else would dox me on this random map?" To which BlackYu responds, "I have my limits, dude. Trolling, sure, but not doxing and shit." And in this instance, we actually know it wasn't BlackYu. The evidence points to that whoever is behind the fake Eddie accounts, Buzzkill22 and Ponzor22, is likely the one who doxed Misu. On the 3rd of April 2022...
Dude, like, how the fuck was he this fucked up?
Okay? You
like, sorry!
He tried to dox Riolu himself.
What the fuck, man? Like, yeah, he did try to dox him, but like, how is he this fucked up? I met him in real life. He was normal. What the fuck? Dude, fucking psychopath. Dude, I'm glad I'm still alive. What the fuck? No, not that bad, obviously. It's not, but
can be seen in a cluster playing the exact same map as Buzzkill22 and the other copper farming accounts, only minutes apart on the same controller. The same thing also happened 1 month earlier, in March of 2022 on the track Coast C4. Here General Cool is playing in the same cluster as Ponzor22, where all of the accounts set records minutes apart from one another. This incident is before any of the accounts used the competitive patch, so...
Am I no longer living in the same place? Wait, let me think real quick. Was Riolu ever here? I mean, I know that I was with him at the train station before. But not my house address, I think. Just to make sure. I think I should be fine. I mean, he knows my train station, also my city that I live in, but he probably should know. But shaking.
So we do not have any controller data for that streak. But the same thing happens 2 years later, in September of 2024, when General Cool, together with Buzzkill and many of the other copper farming accounts, drive one run after another on AO8 Endurance. Again on the same knock-on controller. General Cool's first registration on the Mania Zone forums happens 4 minutes and 5 seconds after Ponzor, and 2 minutes and 56 seconds after Buzzkill. And his most recent sign-in at the time of making this video happens on the 30th of January, which is 1 minute and 36 seconds after Buzzkill22's most recent sign-in.
Yeah.
On the 30th of January, we also see several other accounts log in within the same 5 minutes. And especially of note are the accounts Ludoslud, Christian Klosa, and Graphics. For Graphics and Christian Klosa, their sign-up dates matched within minutes of Bonsor, Buzzkill, and The Lot. And their last active timestamp matched within minutes of 92bob on the 5th of January. As mentioned earlier, Techno doesn't have access to the Graphics account anymore. And when asked about this specific forum sign-in, he said it wasn't him. To try to claim that all these things are a coincidence would be foolish. We can, based on all these factors, conclude that the person who is behind the fake Eddie account and the 92bob account is the same person who is currently in possession of the General Cool account now. Most strongly evidenced by these accounts playing minutes apart on the same controller in April of 2022. When it comes to establishing exactly who was using the account to dox Mizu in January of 2022, I cannot say for sure. Especially since doxing is considered a crime, and I don't want to open myself up to a defamation lawsuit. But that being said, if we were to entertain a scenario, what hypothetical reasons could Riolu have to dox Mizu? Well, shortly after the cheating scandal in 2021, Mizu changed his profile picture on Twitter to a picture of Riolu, and has kept that as his profile picture ever since. On the 30th
I remember that. Okay, that was fucking annoying though. Like, that was so fucking annoying. I mean, obviously he doesn't deserve getting doxed for that, but holy shit, every time I looked into Twitter, I saw a comment and see this fucking picture, and I'm like, what? Did he write something? Like, you know, or whatever, like like that split second of reaction, you know? Like, yeah.
2021,
who the fuck just made that account?
He posted what, at a glance, could look like a twit-longer apology from Riolu in order to troll the community. And in December of 2021, only weeks before the doxing happened, Mizu also posted on Twitter expressing a dislike for Riolu. But that's just one of many possible scenarios, I'm sure. Luckily, Nadeo has greater tools available, and they should be able to figure out who the doxer is by checking the hardware ID of the account. Hardware IDs are like the serial numbers of your computer, and uniquely identifies your exact computer to the game. The doxer, without a doubt, has other active accounts in the community, since nobody joins a game and is casually able to drive top 10 times, while at the same time randomly deciding to dox a community member. By matching General Cool's hardware ID at the time against other accounts, Nadeo should be able to conclusively prove who the doxer is. And I hope they take this as seriously as it should be taken, as this relates to every Trackmania player's online safety. That strange incident aside, the final piece of information we could gather from these new accounts was the car skins they used. All replays in Trackmania contain the file name of the car skin that was used in the record. Even if the skin might not load for you, it is still saved as a name in the replay file. Digging deep into the archives, we found a Twitch stream from Riolu where he is playing Trackmania United Forever in 2020, and browsing through the pages of his car skins. From the skins that can be seen, many are default ones. Others are very popular ones that can be downloaded on a website called Mania Park. But he also has some very rare skins. Skins that there are no publicly known downloads for. We wrote down the names of all the visible skins from that stream and then compared them to the file names we can see in the replays.
Dude, this is crazy amount of effort for this, but I respect it. Holy shit. Like, it's good that to see like they take it serious, you know, and do it right.
Bob, he is exceptionally careful to only drive with skins that are available by default. But on the Smurf account, he is far more careless, and uses many of the very same skins we saw Riolu had locally downloaded. For example, Ludoslud, the account with the same forum sign-in timestamp as 92bob, used the skin Bay Technoface. When asking Techno about this, he said he created the skin in 2011, and shared them with a couple of friends at the time. This is a skin Riolu had in 2020, but there has not been a public available download for it in well over a decade. The other most interesting find is the One Alpine car skins.
Ninfini, that's also the wrong account. Really mad. Is it a different? I don't know. Whatever.
The special thing about these is that they were initially created for a snow car mod in Trackmania 2. After Riolu played this mod and liked the skins, he personally requested Florentius, the skin creator, to make them compatible with Trackmania United Forever. Florentius never shared the skins with anyone else, so the only way someone else than Riolu could have gotten them is if Riolu
wait, did I miss something?
compatible with
there you go, okay. I see. I see. That's where that goddamn emote comes from. I see. Oh my god. 2019. Yeah, that's classic Riolu.
with Trackmania United Forever. Florentius never shared the skins with anyone else, so the only way someone else than Riolu could have gotten them is if Riolu sent the link.
I mean, okay. I some of you watched it already. I'm just gonna say there's a 50% chance, at least, that we still see an N-word later as well. Riolu was not a good person.
To them. 6 out of the copper farming accounts we discovered are using these 1 Alpine skins. It is of course very curious that during the time General Cool was actively doxing Mizu, he was setting some records with the 1 Alpine Rainbow skin. But there's one final detail we discovered that completely seals the case beyond any and all doubt. And it is the fact that Eddie Rising is a real person. You see, when we took a closer look at the Buzzkill22 account, we discovered another login closely related to it, Gabriel996. This account built several tracks together with Buzzkill and uploaded them to a Trackmania Exchange profile. The email address registered on this Trackmania Exchange profile crucially had Gabriel's full name written. With this information, I contacted Gabriel on social media, and via his friends list, I found the actual Eddie Rising. I sent them both a shot in the dark message, and to my surprise, both answered. Up until this point, it had been assumed that Eddie Rising was a completely fabricated identity. But after my first few messages with him, it became clear that the reality was much more disturbing. Real Eddie's English isn't the best, but he said his in-game name in Trackmania used to be Ponzor, and confirmed it was his account after seeing a screenshot with the colors. I asked him what he knew about Accelerator01, Riolu's Trackmania account that drove a run uploaded to his profile. And to my disbelief, he said he's known Riolu since they were kids.
Nah, what?
Eddie said they hadn't spoken much after he quit Trackmania around 2010, but that back in the day, him and Riolu
jeden Tag Parcours gemacht, Seite geübt und wenn scheiß Wetter war oder abends über Walkie-Talkie gequatscht. Oh my god. No way. Wait, there's translation. Like, holy shit. Actually,
used to do parkour together daily. And when the weather was bad, they would talk on walkie-talkies and play games together. He said Riolu is the one who introduced him to Trackmania and they built several maps together. He said it was possible Riolu had driven some of the runs on his account and called one of the runs shown to him too good to have been driven by himself. Most importantly, Eddie confirmed that Eddie A was not him, meaning that whoever was using his account and his name now was impersonating him, without Eddie's knowledge or consent. The real Eddie did claim ownership of Ponzor22 and Buzzkill22, and Gabriel could corroborate this in my conversation with him. Gabriel said Eddie was one of his school friends. He said he had played Trackmania in real life with Riolu as well, but that he hadn't seen him for about 15 years.
I mean, I guess it makes sense that he got the accounts from there, right? Obviously, like, his friends had the accounts or whatever, and then he just used those accounts. But like, that makes sense, but still using the actual names is so fucked up. You know? Like, sure, like an old account, whatever, like, but like using the names?
Said that him and Eddie both at one point logged into Riolu's PC, and that, quote, we definitely drove time races because Riolu was very good and could help us. Wait. Gabriel also said Eddie and
Wait, did he just say? Wait, what did he just say?
Gabriel said that him and Eddie both at one point logged into Riolu's PC, and that, quote, we definitely drove time races because Riolu was very good and could help us.
If he got the accounts without them knowing and like stole them, that would be crazy.
Gabriel also said Eddie and Riolu used to be neighbors, and elaborated on having times driven for him, and thus giving Riolu access to the accounts. This discovery was truly shocking to me. With this, the entire Eddie Rising identity in Trackmania can conclusively be called fake, something that we already suspected, but not in a million years did I expect it.
Wait, not mentioned, but Eddie's Facebook account is from Kazakhstan? So he actually stole the full identity. What the fuck? Dude. This guy. It's just like, I don't know, like, what am I supposed to say at this point anymore? Holy shit. I knew this guy for years. What the fuck?
To be based on the identity of a real person, and much less a childhood friend of Riolu, who Riolu introduced to Trackmania. After analyzing all available data from all of these different sources, the cold hard evidence all points in one direction. It is no coincidence that all of these logins use the same niche controller Riolu.
Have I remembered to log out at Riolu's house? Wait a second, I just remembered. I got one of my 200 STMs that I got it at Riolu's place. When I was at Riolu's place, I was playing Trackmania 2 over there, and one of the STMs that I drove, I did drive there. I've not opened that account since years. But like, surely I logged out, right? Surely I did, right? Even more shaking.
Riolu was given by a sponsor.
It's just changed the password just in case.
Remember keyloggers are a thing, so logging out doesn't help.
Yeah.
No coincidence that the timestamps of records driven by these accounts match up so closely, that the Mania Zone registration date and last active dates between them match up perfectly, and that many of the accounts use the same rare skins as we see on Riolu's PC. And when combined with the fact that whoever is behind the fake Eddie account must know certain things about the real Eddie, and that it just so happens that the real Eddie and Riolu were childhood friends playing Trackmania together, that it just so happens that the real Eddie has logged into his Trackmania accounts on Riolu's computer, and the fact that whoever is fake Eddie and 92bob must 1. Be a world-class player, but 2. Have some reason to play anonymously, we believe all in all exhaustively proves beyond any reasonable doubt that the person behind fake Eddie, 92bob, and all of the following accounts is Riolu. I'm sorry if you feel it has taken way too long in this video for me to say that, but I didn't want to leave any room for doubt and to leave any stone unturned. I thought it's better to present all the available evidence rather than jumping to that conclusion prematurely. I would urge Nadeo to verify these findings by themselves by checking and identifying information I do not have access to, such as the hardware ID of these accounts. But I suspect that Nadeo already knows most of these things.
Why is there so much
they at least know the identity of 92bob since late 2021, and have chosen not to share it with the community. Only stating that since 92bob's records are legitimate, they will allow him to compete on the leaderboards. The earliest 92bob records we have documented were driven in June of 2021, only 1 month after Riolu was exposed for cheating. My main goal with making this video has been to present all the information we discovered to the community. But while doing so, I also want to interject my own opinion here, that I personally think allowing Riolu to immediately return to competing after 10 years of cheating with no suspension is disgraceful, especially to all the Trackmania players that have put great effort and pride towards their legitimate accomplishments. I don't necessarily think Riolu has to receive a permanent ban, but giving no punishment at all apart from having to create a new account really makes it seem like they don't care for the—
I mean, it is also weird because, like, he's not really getting anything from it, right? Like, he's not using his own name, he's not really talking with anybody, he's just driving records, and, like, nobody knows who it is, right? So, like, I mean, clearly you could also just play the maps offline, you know? Clearly you could play them offline and just try to— if you just wanted to play, you know, if you just wanted to play, you could just play them offline, and no matter what, you just play, you know? You don't have to do it online. You don't have to beat other people. I don't know. There's 15 minutes left, I'm sorry.
Especially when he cheated on a scale that affected every leaderboard in every major Trackmania game in the last 18 years. It's been close to 4 years since the cheating scandal, and not once in those 1300 days has he taken just 1 day.
Ego? Yeah, it is ego. It's obviously like he wants to beat other people and know that he can beat them, you know, that kind of thing. But obviously he doesn't get anything out of it because nobody knows, or now they know that it is him anyways, but like, I don't know if he feels good about that or whatever, I don't know. But 42,000 followers. I think that was a lot more at some point.
To apologize. Instead of taking the time to make one apology video, he has found the time to make 65 Trackmania videos on the fake Eddie YouTube account. And instead of writing one apology to the community, he has written hundreds of YouTube comments on the fake Eddie YouTube account, while also infiltrating communities on Trackmania United.
But that's the thing that Riolu always did. He always watched every single Trackmania video uploaded to YouTube. Like every single Trackmania video, you see that everywhere. All the older videos, like 5-10 years ago or something, Riolu watched all of them. Always, gave comments and whatever.
And in Trackmania Lagoon under a new name. Before we go on, I want to make it clear that the actual investigation part of the video is finished. The next portion is merely an opportunity I'm going to use to talk about the toxicity that is plaguing Trackmania. When trying to figure out if Riolu was driving on the Eddie account, we looked at all the comments written.
Why is he still mod on my channel? Because I thought it was funny to still have him as a mod. If he's... Because, like, the thing is, he's not logging into that account, right? He's not logging into the Riolu_TM account. But honestly, just for safety, at this point, let me quickly do this. Like, oh, was it? Is that the correct? Or was it Riolu_TM? How was it? You have removed Riolu_TM as a mod. Okay, just for safety, I should probably do that now. I just thought it was really funny, you know? I thought it was a funny joke. Now, reconsidering.
By fake Eddie on YouTube. And it has led to some peculiar findings. Through this process, we noticed 5 other accounts that would write comments on the same Trackmania videos as Eddie, sometimes only minutes apart. Videos on niche channels that only receive a couple of hundred views per video. These accounts all interact in the same threads, they use the same language, they have a strong dislike for the same players, and they reply to comments on old Riolu videos, shutting down people who mock his cheated records.
Wait, pause. Cheats go bruh, this one is way too bad to be cheated. These ones were all driven online. How would you cheat those? The cheated keyboard one was an 18.37 and therefore not the run shown in this video. Get your facts straight before commenting. Spam making another quick buck over Riolu's downfall, just like every other TM content creator. I mean, that's literally me right now. I mean, yeah, I mean, too. He was, dude, I told you, I said it earlier. He's so fucking pissed about us. Like, I literally said that earlier. He's gonna be so pissed about me as well, streaming right now, being so successful with it. He must be so fucking pissed about it. I just know. Like, oh my god. Then they complain about Riolu having built his career on cheated runs. Not sure what's morally worse. Is that really? Is he really trying to say this? That reacting to this, which is something that obviously happens in the community, and clearly people are interested in it, and they, you know, like, this is, like, for me, this is like part of my childhood. Or for a lot of people as well, Riolu, like, everybody knew Riolu as one of the greatest Trackmania players in the game, you know? So, I don't know, I feel like it's quite important talking about it, you know? So, and he's trying to put that on the same level. It's just, holy shit. But I don't know, I'll take my ad money. No, I don't mind.
On the list of accounts, you might recognize some of the names. We have Slobodan Medara Donovic, Swag, Cyro, and a username I'll only be pronouncing as Urine. These accounts have left over 1,000 total comments on Trackmania videos in the last 4 years, and it is far too much data to analyze total comments I'll only be pronouncing as Urine. These accounts have left over 1,000 total comments on Trackmania videos in the last 4 years, and it is far too much data to analyze every comment here, nor is it the actual point of this video. But I'll share some short details about each account and how they link back to the imposter. Starting with Cyro, I mentioned a very similar username earlier on in the video, in the spiderweb of accounts associated with Riolu. On the following YouTube channels, Cyro has written 5 comments, and 3 of them are within 1 minute of fake.
Oh. Clearly he is still one of the best Trackmania players in the world. I mean, yeah, that is true, but it's like, what I was getting at is that, yeah, he's one of the best Trackmania players, but he also did this, you know? Like, shattered that picture, you know? Okay, what is this? This is the Discord server for TMUF Nadeo hunting. Yeah, clueless. They are for the right. Not nice whatsoever. Right? He's answering Eric Danielski. This is a guy who wrote nice video on every single upload on that channel. Like literally every single upload, no matter what, he always wrote nice video. The same comment every single time. Within like 10-20 minutes of the video releasing, he always wrote nice video. You know, every single time that he's answering that is just oh, nice world record. Nice world record. Exactly. Nice video or nice world record. Does someone has news about Riolu? I want to hear it too. I don't know where he is. There are rumors that he What the fuck? That's psycho. What the fuck? Yeah, that's messed up. Are people targeting 92 Bob official world records, or is it just coincidence? Crazy how much this map is being pushed. All runs look the same. That's
Fake Eddie commenting on the same channel. Shit. One of them in particular is a rather depressing comment, and as you'll see later, this is unfortunately a pattern. Cyro can also be seen as a user in Trackmania.
Bro, I mean, obviously, like clearly he is still a person, right? You don't wish anything bad to a person. Like clearly he needs help. Clearly he needs to go to like a therapist or whatever, you know? Which I would have said you need to anyways after, like, he was building up an empire, right? He was doing so well for so long. Wait, 1,500. There's 1,500 comments like that by Eric Danielski. You checked. That's. I love the stats. Appreciate it. But yeah, like clearly he needs a therapist. Anyways, from just like how everything came crashing down, no matter what. So like clearly he's still a person. I don't know. Like he also had. I mean, he did also. I wonder what happened with his girlfriend as well. He had a girlfriend at the time who was on the stream with him when that was happening. Like, oh man, I don't know. I mean, he probably lied to her. Like every evidence is pointing to that, and she was like defending him very strongly in the stream. Like, holy fuck, man! What the? Oh, dude. Okay. Wait, what was this? Any infos? I look, miss him. I miss you too. Bob. It's okay. I will recover from this eventually. He says, what? It's confirmed that Bob is Riolu or what, but weren't you supposed to be Bob? Get your act together. Ah, fuck, I forgot to inactive. Oh my god. If he survives this without being cancelled, I wanna see Riolu. Yeah.
Discord servers, where he most actively discusses 92 Bob and Nico. As a last anecdote, when I asked Nico if he knew anything about the Cyro98 account, he told me he used to suspect that it's Bob. Nico would often stream himself grinding tracks in Discord, and Cyro would watch, muted in the voice call. Anytime Nico set a world record, Bob would contest them quickly afterwards. But as Nico says, perhaps it's just a coincidence. Next up is Slobodan Medara. Nico says,
like, that's typical Trackmania problem.
It's just a coincidence.
Like 99% of us are just too nice. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's also how I always introduce the Trackmania community. We are all so nice and welcoming people. That's like 99% of people that I know in Trackmania. The thing, if this is like getting a lot of traction and stuff, like people will think that the Trackmania community is absolutely fucked up, you know? But like, that's like less than hopefully less than 1% of people, you know? I don't know. Like, holy fuck. It's just, I'm not so sure about that anymore. Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Next up is Slobodan Medara Donovic. The first time I heard about this account was because Nico messaged me and said he'd repeatedly been sent hateful comments by them. And from what I've seen, this account is one of the most toxic in the entire community. Normally, I wouldn't bother wasting my own energy or yours on an anonymous hate account like this. But since it is specifically Slobodan Medara or yours on an anonymous hate account like this. But since it is specifically
this is the comment from the very start of the stream, or from the video, just saying. I mean, it's also from the stream because my stream crashed earlier.
Wrote the comment I showed at the beginning, telling me to use my platform to
During TM Awards, someone was shit-talking Nico in here. Yeah, imagine if that was slow. Wait, can we quick /user Slobo done me data? Wait. User wait. Slobo done me data. Just checking. No user matching that login. Fuck. That would be insane.
Post toxicity, I figure it is warranted to take a look at some of the things he said. Slobodan Medara has the same activity patterns as Cyro and Eddie, writing YouTube comments minutes apart from fake.
He's so fucking stupid!
Eddie several times. This account has gone out of their way to reply to comments on ancient Riolu videos 9 times.
Like doing it on a public YouTube, okay, like doing, like signing into a website at the same time, sure, fine. Like you might not think that gets caught, but the same YouTube video? Wait, check Eddie A. Was that not a joke earlier? Wait, is that real? Or is that still coming, Lufok? Wait. 0 messages. Account created 29th of June 2023. 0 messages, unfortunately. He rarely used it. Unlucky. I would have thought it would be really funny. If that account would have had 1 message and it was a 1, dude, I would have bursted out laughing. It would have been the best thing ever. Talked on Birdie. Dude, hopefully that's another one. Try Basket. Is that another one? Is that true? Wait, I need to check right now. I need to check. /user Basket 22, 0 messages. I mean, he would be very stupid to talk on my stream, but clearly all evidence is showing that he is that stupid, so...
Shutting down comments that make fun of Riolu for cheating. And like Cyro, Slobodan Medara is also very pessimistic about Riolu's whereabouts. The Reddit user Puchus had long ago noticed that the Slobodan Medara Reddit account had 2 posts from 2013 where Slobodan shared videos from Riolu's YouTube channel, but these posts have since been deleted. After messaging videos from Riolu's YouTube channel, these posts have since been deleted.
12 years ago.
After messaging him about it, he was able to track them down. On the 13th of June 2013, Slobodan shared the video of Riolu's world record on Canyon AO1 on the r/gaming subreddit.
Why would he do that? Okay, no, I know why. Okay, it's in a different Reddit. That's, oh my god, that's pathetic. Oh god. Because ego, yeah. It's like I would use a different account and would tell you to play the fantastic puzzle event that is happening throughout this next week.
And on the 7th of July...
And check out this great streamer, it's a new one called Lars_TM. Yeah, you really should do that.
He shared a video of Riolu's world record on Valley AO1 on r/gaming videos. Slobodan also left 2 now deleted comments on the...
Epic, you should subscribe to that guy, his other stuff is... I mean, that's 2013, how old was he there? I don't know. I mean, that's like... I don't know if he was like... I don't know if he's the same age as me. I don't remember. Probably around the same. I don't know.
The first post.
But yeah, like he's like would be like 15 there, I guess. 15, 16.
Urging those who saw it to subscribe to Riolu's channel. It is of course possible that Slobodan was a super fan of Riolu and
I mean, I can't see that being stupid like this when he's like 15, 16. He's from 96. 17, 18? Okay, then it's less.
More people to see his fantastic channel. But then one might wonder why he would delete the posts. Slobodan's comments on Reddit after the cheating scandal are often about 92Bob, and as Puchus noted, comments on Reddit
Nice karma farming, bro. Wait. 1 year ago. Oh my god.
After the cheating scandal are often about 92Bob, and as Puchus noted.
Well said, and on top of that, he continues to pretend that he was right all along, which is arguably even worse than what Riolu did a year ago. He just disappeared into the void. Is this about Wirtual's cheating scandal? It's 3 years ago. I think that's... When was Midori? Let's move on.
Noticed, predominantly about defending Riolu in several instances.
Nice try at being funny, but there's no denying he was good at oh, that's so sad. It's so sad. Like, I'm cringing everywhere. Like, what the fuck, man? It's
And when I made my video about 92Bob last year, Slobodan wrote a grand total of 56 comments.
What? No!
At his first one streak of 15 comments on the day the video was posted, before returning one evening, almost half a year later, to drop another 41 comments.
What?
In a Reddit post a year later,
no, I need to read all of this. I can't. No, what the fuck? Okay, Mike, go ahead and sue Wirtual for defaming innocent people. Poor Bob. Wirtual aims for unbiased and informative documentary-styled videos. So yes, avoiding adding a personal note is to be expected. Okay, whatever. There's nothing to joy about. Honestly, if I were Bob, I would leave the TM community forever. What a terrible play. Oh my god, yeah. Wait, him saying that, and he's trying so hard to stay in it. It's just, what the fuck? Oh my god. Or rather, in 2022, Bob has been inactive ever since this video was uploaded using Internet Explorer. Yesterday you said it, and now Wirtual with his big audience will amplify his toxicity. Sorry, but how is this? Some emote, really good analysis. This has... It's probably the skull emoji, I would guess. This has as much speculation in it as a 6th grader attempting to write a 2-page essay on what Shakespeare was trying to imply in his work. That's such a Riolu joke. Honestly, if you told me, if you gave me this comment right here and asked me if it was Riolu, I would have said yes. That's such a Riolu. That's a classic Riolu joke. Like, every person has like 5 different jokes that they go through. That's a Riolu joke. And here we are, Black Hugh still being welcomed with open arms whenever he please. Yeah, I don't think so. Whatever. Why do you think so? Do you have information? Yeah, I would be in shambles if I were Bob seeing this video. Poor guy, not gonna lie. Oh my god. Not possible if you play with TM competition pack. Nadeo have confirmed all 92Bob records are legit, so there's that. W guy being a hypocrite as per usual. I mean, that's what he called him also always. He was not happy when he was getting bigger on YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that. Like the rise of Wirtual was... He was not welcoming it. Bob is not a cheater, as we confirmed.
It was posted before returning one evening, almost half a year later, to drop another 41 comments.
On one evening? On one evening? Dude, I don't know. This, oh my god. No, this is not good. This is just not good. This is just not good. I don't know. That's so bad. That's so bad. He needs help. Like, he needs... Oh my god, he desperately needs help. Holy shit. No, this is like extremely sad. Like, I am joking and stuff and laughing, but holy shit, this is bad. Okay, it generates dollars. Cheaters are being punished just enough in this game. They work, yeah. It is some high tier ass licking right here. That's also classic Riolu. His watching streak was probably a reset of people expecting a lot from him. And yeah, even if the story is trash based on one, yeah, because people are of the entitled opinion, also classic Riolu word, that competitive players need to strip themselves naked, be active everywhere, and present themselves to everyone. Yeah, he never sent that 2 GB or whatever replay folder. Black Hue and Nick, yeah, it's gatekeeping and money milking, simple as that. He never got anything out of it, is the thing. What are those links? I'll check later, right? Or sending a voice message. Multiple the times, okay, apparently you make it sound like there's some sort of evidence. There's no live lesson to be taken here. The thing is, Wirtual is getting so many comments, right? That stuff like this is hard to notice. Like, I still read all of my comments, but I assume Wirtual wouldn't be able to. Like, that would be very stupid. Open that message. Okay, wait a second. What is this? Oh my god, yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. the message earlier. This was funny until the slow-mo block. Is that you, Riolu? And it was Arcus as well. It's Arcus. Arcus started this entire investigation. It was Arcus. Remember the very start? He was the one messaging Wirtual. This one too? Okay, sure. What is this? This video makes it clear that Riolu is still living rent-free in Wirtual's head. Lol, true. So many Landresses in the world, but you chose to speak facts. Oh no. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, let's continue. All 41 comments were written within 74 minutes. Oh no, man, he needs help. Like, yeah, it's funny, but holy shit, this guy needs help. Like, I mean, I shouldn't feel empathy, but you just kind of can't stop feeling empathy. Like, that's literal mental illness, yes, but like, it's goddamn funny as well. Like, it is really, really funny, and that's the problem. But holy shit, he needs help. But it is really, 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 really funny. I can't deny that it's really, really funny. Oh my god. Wirt is the biggest hypocrite, unless it generates good money. I mean, it didn't even generate good money. It's one of Wirtual's worst performing videos, this 92 Bob video. So specifically saying that on that video is just kind of, every confirmed cheater using controller, a masterclass of bullshit indeed. Fortunately, this video will remain up for all eternity as it generates good. My dude, he says the same thing every single time. Oh my god. Well, that is such a typical Wirtual double standard take. Drama pays good. Oh my god, you can't possibly police a full ban anyway. Hardware ban is available. They probably managed to hack Bob's account after all, as Bob was showing no signs of life since 2022, according to Nico. Yeah. Aware, which is much more of a weird champ, let's be real here. Is that talking about you? Oh my god, dude. It has always been. Yeah, it's absolutely terrible. I feel like it was much better before Wirtual became a thing. Yes. I mean, I've seen Riolu's comments in private. Yeah, that is Riolu. He was very annoyed. He was very, like, he had ego. He had very, very strong ego. That's definitely, I knew about that. He had strong ego. Well said, and the thing is that Wirtual came later than him, right? Like, Riolu has built up his empire, like, building on his skill, getting world records for years and years and years, and then this Norwegian guy comes along and just gets so many views on his YouTube videos, gets so much attention, whereas he has been putting in the work, he has been grinding day in, day out, he has been playing for so long, especially because his game was only in half amount of speed, so he has been spending so long on Trackmania. Clearly because of that, he was just pissed at it, you know? Like, he spent so long every day, twice as long as Wirtual at least. So, yeah. Makes sense. Well said, and yet he portrays himself as a gamer with high morals. Not having to speak to Wirtual sure isn't the worst thing in the world.
This is like listening to Meet the Grahams all over again. Forget the cheating scandal.
Something.
This is a
brings
long life
every single time. Trackmania cheated too, for your information. I mean, that's true. But I feel like at this point, Trackmania, I don't think he has ever driven a normal run again, or really pretend. I don't know. There was definitely some problems with Trackmania, but at this point I don't really care about Trackmania anymore. But apparently it's against the wholly unwritten Trackmania rulebook by Wirtual to play the game at a high level and not talk to anyone. Fourth from bottom is ultimate projecting. His cheating streak was probably a result of people expecting a lot from him, and it turned into a thoughtless habit. Hurts. Whereas it shows the creator exposed was never about cleaning up the leaderboards for the greater good, but about money and money only. Oh my god. I mean, this video kinda sucked. I gotta give you that. Like, the 92 Bob video, it was kinda bad. Like, it wasn't good. But now, it definitely paints it in a better light that this is out. Because... yeah, it was real and it was this fucked up. It was even more fucked up. But yeah, this is much, much, much better. This is much, 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 much better. Okay. The only reasons Dollar he has got he got to fund his property somehow, and yet here we are, Wirtual sitting on his own property, living like a king, funded by countless sheep, supporting his twisted morals. Oh, dude. How much is there left? 7 minutes. I don't know if I will get through this. We're just seeing the no front, but that's quite easy to achieve with no available competition inside. Yeah. Oh boy.
In a Reddit post Slobodan wrote on the 27th of May, he argued that Black Hue should be permanently banned from the game.
Dude, I can't read all of this, but
in his post that, quote, in my opinion, he should be banished forever and none of his records, legit or not, should be uploaded anywhere.
He is saying that is like, dude, it's so fucking funny. Like, holy shit. Like, he's calling him out like 1,000 times. Just like the 1,000 records that he cheated. Like, what the fuck?
Black Hue has had enough chances to redeem himself within the community, and has spat on every chance he received sooner or later. The community should stop welcoming such individuals that are not contributing anything but a nothing burger. I believe this sends a really bad signal to players within the community, but also the people outside of the Trackmania bubble. Certain lines simply shouldn't be crossed, and patterns of behavior shouldn't be enabled. And I believe Black Hue is one of the very few players, if not the only ever in Trackmania existence, who deserves such a treatment. In order to avoid a lawsuit, which Slobodan did threaten in one of his comments, I will state it clearly that we don't know who is making the comments on the Slobodan Medora accounts. But hypothetically, if it does turn out to be Riolu, then I wonder if he would extend that line of thinking in the post to himself as well. Or if this line of logic only applies to those who wronged him, and not those he himself wronged. The last thing I'll say about this is that there just so happens to be a post in 2015 on the Cheat Engine forums from a user with the same exact username. The post reads, "Hey, I've stumbled across a little game on Uplay which I was trying to mod with Cheat Engine for single player purposes only."
Nah, this isn't real. This isn't real. What are we witnessing?
To make it work, I obviously have to hook the process to Cheat Engine, so I'm wondering if Uplay or Steam might get behind it, aka recognize it, and flag my account for hooking third-party tools to the game.
Oh my
Any information on
God.
that? The timing of this post as it relates to Trackmania is peculiar, since just 2 weeks earlier, on the 16th of June 2015, Ubisoft Nadeo unveiled their new game at E3, a Trackmania title that as a PC player would only be available on Uplay. In a reply in the responses he was given, he says, "Thankfully, it's not a Valve game, so I'll give it a try soon. Make of that what you will." We have
Spam said this is why he improved the pack STM in last week. You mean on other maps? Or like on Lagoon or something? I don't know what the timeline is from when it was released to when they knew. I'm not sure. I wasn't in the like STM driving community. Okay, this is something that Riolu told me, which at this point I can't trust anything. But Riolu told me that like that's years later, right? At this point, like that was 2016, and Nadeo was inviting people to drive the Super Trackmaster times. So this was basically like, if you don't know Super Trackmaster times, basically you have the normal author medals, which were called Trackmasters in Trackmania Turbo. You have the normal bronze, silver, gold, and then Trackmaster. And then you also had a separate super solo mode where you have a super bronze, super silver, and then the Super Trackmaster as well. And those times were driven by pro players that were, this is 2 weeks after announcement pre-launch. Yeah, I was wondering how long before the launch. That's what I was wondering. Like the timeline between them knowing about the, that they had to drive the SCM times and whatever. But yeah, anyways, so it's a super Trackmaster times, and they got invited for that. And they invited like a group of like 12 people or something to drive those times. And like 2 years later or something, Riolu told me that he tried inviting me to play to drive Valley Records, but that Nadeo denied it because they thought I was too bad at the game. That's what Riolu told me. Riolu told me that he tried to invite me, but Nadeo told him that I was too bad at the game. Which, to be fair, in 2016 I was. I would have never considered myself for that. But like, now considering this, did he just lie to hurt my feelings? I don't know. Possible, very possible. Like, the thing is, I didn't care because I knew that I was. Like, I knew that I wasn't good enough, so I wouldn't care. But did he? Is he this much of an asshole? I mean, yes. I've been watching since 53 minutes. Yes, the answer is yes. What did Wirtual write? They got access late December 2015, but I guess Slobodan was curious if there was cheat detection on Uplay since every TM game before was standalone. Makes sense. Late December, and what was that was in spring, right? When it came out? I don't know, but yeah, crazy stuff.
We have talked a lot about the YouTube comments now, and I don't want to drag out this part for longer than it has to be. But taking a quick look at the last two accounts on the list, they have also alluded to Riolu being gone.
What is this? I mean, also, by the way, I don't know if this was blurred earlier, but this is, he used that word constantly as well. Makes a lot of sense. Don't want to stir up anything, but has anyone considered the possibility that something bad happened to him, IRL? Maybe he disappeared because something happened to him? Yeah, I kind of fear something bad happened to him and no one knows. Yeah, poof.
They post streaks of negative comments towards Nico, BlackQ, Kimura, Spammy, myself.
Oh, wait. What is here? I'm a simple person. I see a new virtual upload. I click and I enjoy. You seem to enjoy crap then. Virtual again. Oh god. Another 0 effort channel. Great. Should banish all cheaters just like they banish Riolu. Now, for fairness sake, people need to do the exact same for all the other confirmed cheaters, but of course that won't happen. Yeah. Keep an eye out for any good players called Lucario. There's a good player called Lucario in United who was in the same team. Was he in the same team as Riolu when he got that account? I don't know. There's somebody who is called Lucario that I know nothing about cheating, but that is actually somebody. So I know that you were making a joke because that's the evolution of Riolu, but there is actually a very good Trackmania player called Lucario, but he, as far as I know, is innocent at least. There was Absol earlier in the video that was also from Riolu's second account.
They post comments on Riolu's old videos defending him.
Those are cheated probably, but somehow that's my favorite TM video. You can hate me for that. These ones were all driven online. How would you cheat those? This one is way too bad. Yeah, that's one.
In October of 2021, shortly after Bob began farming coppers on all accounts, both of these accounts leave YouTube comments begging a top player
have some coppers for me. Do you have some coppers for me?
Coppers.
Oh god.
Uren just so happens to have created their account one day apart from Slobodan in 2014, and Swag created his account only 3 weeks after that. Then they don't comment on any of the Trackmania channels we see until 2021, where they all converge.
What was there? If you want additional lore not featured in video, Riolu uses the Lucario account to farm Mania Zone coppers, but doesn't play it since that player is using steering wheel. What the fuck? So okay, I didn't know if they knew each other still. Okay. Interesting. Dude, this entire community was so fucked up. The thing is, I'm glad to not have been in that entire community. It's, like, I literally did not know anything about it. It's just crazy to me. Because, like, Riolu kind of had 2 friend groups in Trackmania. And I was in the other one, you know? The public one. The one that is now, you know, still okay with and everything, you know? But, like, holy shit. They were all so fucked up. What the hell?
Repeatedly comment, minutes apart from each other, with the same opinions and the same language, too many times to be a coincidence. With all of these things in mind, it can therefore be argued that these comments on these accounts are written by the same person. And as for who that person is, since all these accounts connect back to Fake Eddie, I believe it is most likely Riolu writing these comments.
Was Riolu ever That's a good pause frame. I'm sorry, Virtual. Was Riolu ever an okay boy? He's still in the Discord. We're still waiting for him. Turbo, we need to get rid of his rights and stuff. Like, we should get rid of his rights at least. Like, we can keep it in the Discord, whatever, but we should at least, like, otherwise he's gonna, like, I'm actually scared of him, like, nuking the Discord at this point. Or invite his other account. Like, I'm a little, like, he has admin rights, I'm pretty sure. Like, I mean, he's not gonna use the Riolu TM account, probably, right? I don't think he would ever log into that still, but I'm getting scared, you know? I'm getting scared. Get rid of his admin rights, that's what I mean. Better safe than sorry.
I am officially exhausted, and it's understandable if you are too. Looking at all of this and confronting all the nasty things has made this a very uncomfortable video to create. I thought a lot about if the video should even be made, and after contemplating it, I landed on yes, since the community deserves to know.
You can read everything in the chat if he ever logs into that Discord. Yes, I don't know if he would. That would be very easy to spot, right? If somebody logs into that Discord account, I would think, right? Surely.
These things for themselves. I thought about how to make it in the best way possible, and realized that with a subject matter this heavy, there's no good answers. I could summarize the video in 30 seconds, saying, we discovered that rather than apologizing or taking accountability, the biggest cheater in Trackmania began playing on an anonymous account 1 month after being exposed. Nadeo knows this.
He can just set himself offline? Yeah, but if you log in, wouldn't you be online in that moment? I don't know. Like, I don't know if he did that as he logged off. I don't know. No? Okay. Good to know. Okay, strip him of his rights! Quick, Jin or Tobu! You 100% probably, right? Yeah, maybe we should. Oh, we did. Good focus. And I don't want to lose the Discord chat. Just in case.
In the dark about it with no further explanation. We know Riolu further infiltrated multiple communities, using the identity of his childhood friend.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we did always entertain the thought, like, what if he comes back and says Ron and whatever, and we just kept at this point, yeah, it's probably not worth it anymore. Now it's probably not worth it. That's true.
Without that friend's consent or